everybody. Welcome to Friday Night Modern here at GameSwap in Mason. Brought to you by Top Deck Productions, streaming on Twitch TV. My name is Mark, and I'm here with
Mario. Hello, everyone.
Yep.
Welcome.
And we have some spicy
John
Modern here.
Muir.
Oh wow, is that what? So we only knew what Chris was playing. We had no idea what Tristan was playing. But so we apologize. But actually, the John Muir is pretty interesting. Most of the time, the better player wins. And so we'll probably get to see who's the better player here, and I'm excited for that. I'm not a fan of these mismatching Bloodstain Myers
Already.
So I'm already putting Tristan on the up and up here. I think Tristan's got the edge right now.
All right. He also led off with the Inquisition and was on the play, so we'll see what he likes to take here. Takes Dark Confidant.
Yeah. So the hand disruption
That
is really great early here, but it's basically the worst series of cards in the deck because these matchups are always going to go long, and you don't want to be top decking hand disruption. Also, I'm not a huge fan of actually tapping the Bloodstain Mire.
I like people that do that.
Who does?
I think that I appreciate that.
Do you do that?
No, I've never played a fetch lane in my life, so I couldn't tell you.
Good point. I just don't. Do you tap your Evolving Wilds in Standard?
I've never played Evolving Wilds.
You've never played
Standard.
Evolving Wilds?
No.
What?
I'm not bad. I don't play.
Were you not
Total
playing a Fatal
cards.
Push deck ever?
Yeah, I currently am playing a Fatal Push deck, but that doesn't.
Well, it was
Evolving
it was
Wilds.
good in the black-green era, like the black-green Constrictor
Yeah.
era. But well, anyway, so we'll see. Did you just get a basic swamp?
He did.
Why?
Not sure. I mean,
Maybe it's
he's almost
worth-
certainly not playing around Blood Moon, right? Nobody has Jund Moon.
Well, but he
deck.
did watch his opponent get a basic swamp to Inquisition him. Well, his opponent didn't fetch
No,
for
his,
it,
his
though.
opponent just had the basic swamp to lead with.
Yeah, this is weird. Again, we're tapping the Bloodstain Mire.
So what is it? Maybe he's new to playing with fetch lands. That could be.
Well, I mean, I know there are people that do it. I don't.
You don't support it?
Yeah, and to me, it is sometimes a signal of a new player, but another basic swamp. That's aggressive.
Is that a mana based budget thing? Maybe I don't know.
Well, he's got an onslaught.
Has Tarmogoyf in hand.
He's got an onslaught.
Yeah, but maybe that's
Bloodstain
just like
Mire
what he
too.
had.
Well, nobody really just has an onslaught Bloodstain Mire. Like you can just have a cons one, but you can't like just have an onslaught
He
one.
clearly doesn't have Overgrown Tombs. He's got 2 Tarmogoyfs in hand.
Oh. Interesting. Maybe he does have Overgrown Tomb, but he's pretty new and doesn't understand that fetch lands don't only get. Maybe he'll learn right here when he watches his opponent get an Overgrown Tomb. Does he have another? Does Chris have another fetch in hand?
I don't think he has any more lands. No. I think he's got Terminate. He's got 2 Goyfs, a Maelstrom Pulse, a Fatal Push.
Interesting.
In fact, I think Tristan is actually telling his opponent that he's able to fetch for off-color lands like that.
Okay. Well, that's very nice of Tristan. Maybe one land too late though here. Chris is now kind of in a hole. He's kind of in a rut here with
We got the Twilight Mire.
double swamp, double Tarmogoyf. Oh jeez.
Filtering for. Okay.
Yeah, so we have 47 players here for Modern tonight, so we wanted to pick something that. Okay, interesting.
Down goes Dark Confidant. Yeah, I'm not sure if Chris is going to be able to play any more spells.
Yeah,
That's odd to me. Yeah, fetching up double basic swamp off your Bloodstained Mires in a 3-color deck.
Yeah, I think Chris
Even Mountain would have made a little bit more sense. Maybe.
Chris must be a very new player.
No, he's definitely not though, right? He said oh, I guess I'll play my Jund tonight. So like he's played it before.
I think he was. I know I'm just speculating here. I think when he said that, we asked Chris if he was willing to be on camera, and he said, "Oh yeah, I think I'll play Jund tonight." I think he was trying to seem maybe more experienced than he was.
I mean, we have no idea. Maybe
that's why I say I'm only speculating, but I think Chris might be very new. But does in fact have what appears to be a real Jund deck. I mean, he's got all the actual cards.
Yeah.
If you count a Khan's Bloodstained Mire paired with an Onslaught Bloodstained Mire.
So here's Hunt Master. pretty good on an empty board.
Yep, you can't beat that with 2 swamps. Not unless you have a Victim of Night. Actually, Victim of Night doesn't hit Huntmaster.
Wow.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, so now we're getting a real card maybe. So he can definitely come back from
What are
this
the chances he
deficit.
gets the 3rd swamp?
God, I hope not. What do you think he's going to get an Overgrown Tomb though, or do you get a Stomping Ground?
Well, a Stomping Ground seems
So if you get
basic forest. All right.
basic,
Maybe he just doesn't have the shocks.
Yeah. Interestingly, this is probably not the case. Well, I don't know why this would be. Do you know the card Destructive Flow?
No.
It's a legacy card I think it's from Plane Chase. It is a 3 mana enchantment. Its cost is Jund, right? It costs green, red,
Yeah,
black.
right.
It's an enchantment that says at the beginning of each player's upkeep, they sacrifice a non-basic land. There's a legacy deck called Jund Flow,
Yeah.
which is just it's like a Jund Natural Order deck.
Yeah.
That plays like Hymn to Torak and stuff, but all they really do is they play 4 Destructive Flows, and they play all basics pretty much and fetch lands, and they just use these, and they use them like Blood Moon, except for it's even better than Blood Moon.
It blows up your opponent's lands.
Yeah, like a lot of decks can't really beat one of these. It's just like the ultimate mana denial. You resolve one of these against like Grixis Delver, and they're gonna have some trouble. But yeah, Jund Flow.
So Tarmogoyf is a 4/5 here, which is good on this board, but I highly doubt it's surviving to see another turn.
No, I
Tristan has
can't imagine.
At least Terminate in hand.
Did Tristan draw a single card off of? He didn't actually get a card off Bob, right?
No, Bob got
It was
pushed
immediately.
This Bob, however,
Bob might
get
live.
some.
Yeah. But we do have Kolaghan's Command and Bolt, but we cannot cast and Terminate.
Yeah, so from his fetching, I think it may be a lack of shocks. Maybe he had the fetch lands from another deck or something and didn't have the shocks for some reason.
Maybe he has no. Maybe he's got no shocks. Yeah, not sure what Chris is
Could be
doing.
really used to blame. Maybe he's got some scarring experiences versus a Blood Moon and just always gets his basics now.
Just super careful. We should try to look through his next time he shuffles with a fetch land. Let's try to look through it and see if we can spot a shock land, or even a Murmuring Bosk. I would take a Murmuring Bosk at this point.
So what is happening to Huntmaster here?
So did it flip on Chris's upkeep?
Well, it shouldn't.
Yeah, it only flips
If nobody casts the spell, but
Yeah, it
Tristan
flips
casts 2
to the
spells.
backside if turn is passed with no spells being cast. So not sure what's happening here. So looks like
Why is Huntmaster flipping?
Mario.
Sometimes you just flip your cards.
Yeah, sometimes you got to stop asking questions about the match you're watching. That's what I've learned. In other news, Mario told me this today, and he'd never mentioned this to me before. Mario is an acquaintance of Saffron Olives.
Mild. Oh yeah, I did some math for him once.
Yeah, he did some math for him. That's exactly what Mario told me earlier, and I'm like, could you please be more specific? He just casually name dropped. He's like, oh yeah, I'm friends with Saffron Olive.
Okay, so Huntmaster did not flip.
Did not flip.
I think
okay.
he just had it reversed in his head.
Okay, interesting.
It will likely flip here since I don't think... Oh, Chris has something. All right. We got Maelstrom Pulse, maybe? Yeah, Maelstrom Pulse taking down another Dark Confidant.
Seems good.
So Huntmaster will not be flipping. All right, good. So Chris is taking... Yeah, again, he's taking 4 here. Down to 10. For not being able to cast half the cards in his hand, he's not in the worst condition.
No, he's staving off his opponent.
All right, so now Huntmaster is definitely flipping, because right. Tristan
Right, yeah, no
decided
spells.
not
spells were
play,
cast.
A spell there. Probably intentionally to flip his Huntmaster. Don't know if he had another play, though. So Chris will take 2 damage from that.
So Chris...
He's currently complaining about Mana Skirt, so that's got to be an inability to get the dual lands, right?
I wouldn't assume that, but you never know. Maybe he can't get these dual. You never know.
Could be nervous for playing on camera too, and just make
Yeah, that's really real, folks. I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of players do get, especially when it's their first time on camera. It's actually kind of nerve-wracking. Especially like I was nervous the first time I played on camera. I remember it was a Tuesday night, and John Douglas and Taylor Gunn said, "Hey, you're on camera." I was pretty nervous.
I think my first match was I was playing a blue-red Spirits deck way back in Standard at the Statos against Jake Valentine at Bank Company, and I beat him, and I felt really good.
Were you playing Fever Visions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Card's great. Card's real good. People don't respect that card enough. Okay, so we got an Replicate. Yeah, we are still managing to produce real plays with these 2 swamps and a forest. This is sort of how, like I was telling you earlier, Mario, this is what Destructive Flow Jund does.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Dark Confidant is definitely not long for this world.
No.
I think he did remove almost every Dark Confidant in Tristan's deck, but was not able to get much board presence ever with the awkward mana. And so game 1 goes to Tristan.
Okay, well, you learn something every day. I'm not sure what I learned just now, but
well, you learn not to fetch only bases.
I might have, maybe I learned something on my way here. I don't know. All right, so we're going to game 2. What can these players do differently?
Well, the mana.
That's what I would usually ask.
Gets better.
Yeah, hopefully the mana. Yeah. Maybe Chris has the Shocklands in the sideboard. Is that a thing?
I feel like if he has the Shocklands, he just doesn't have.
He wanted to play the Flaying Tendrils in the main with his Swamp Forest, and he's like, you know what? A lot of people play their Shocklands in the main and their Flaying Tendrils in the side. I want to switch it up. I want to play Flaying Tendrils main, put the Shocklands in the side,
board,
and I bring him in for matchups.
For matchups where my opponent doesn't have
where
Blood
I need
Moon.
to cast red spells.
No, for where my opponent doesn't have Blood Moon,
right.
then you're safe to bring in your non-basics.
And you never need Flaying Tendrils in a Blood Moon matchup because
your opponent isn't playing Young Pyromancer.
Well, because you'll never cast it with double black.
Well, right.
Okay, well, I've had enough fun at Chris's expense. We're gonna try to analyze this matchup from a less critical standpoint.
Yeah. So what cards are good in Jund's sideboard for the Jund Mirror?
So that's a great question. So the number one, it's not even so much about what's good. It's about taking out all 6 to 7 discard spells, take out every single one, and bring in something else.
Okay.
Like no matter what it is.
Anything.
Take them. Yes. Nile Spellbomb is fine because it tanks the yard and draws you a card.
Could make the Tornado bad.
Yeah, like you bring in the Jund Charm if you have it, just because
I don't think
it does
the Jund
something.
Charm.
Oh, plenty of people play the Jund Charm, Mario. Plenty of people play the Jund Charm.
Okay.
Sometimes
do you bring in your Golgari Charms?
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, Golgari Charm kills Bob, which is nice.
It kills your opponent's Blood Moons.
Sure, kills your opponent's Blood Moons.
If your opponent is playing Blood Moon on their sideboard.
So a lot of players end up not taking out all the hand disruption because they actually don't have enough cards to take out.
That's kind of what I figured.
Like some players end up like leaving in 2 Thoughtseize, but they have like 4 other heaters to bring in. The cards you really want to bring in are like the things that just go big.
P and Kieran.
Yeah, P and Kieran, Olivia Voldaren, Thrun the Last Troll if you have it. Just bogus shit like Goblin Dark Dwellers if you have like one on the side for grinding matchups. You just want cards that do things.
Any additional walkers? I mean, you definitely want if you have the Lily the Last
Hope. If you've got something sweet like Last Hope.
Any amount of lilies.
Or even something not sweet like I'm telling
Tybalt.
Okay, don't play that one. I was gonna say there are a lot of planeswalkers you could play. Like if you had like a Nissa, the 5-drop new Nissa, like in your sideboard, you could bring that in.
Yeah, that would be good.
Vital Force, that'd actually be sweet in the Jund Mirror.
Yeah. Or even the little one, really. I don't know why you would play that in Jund.
3-drop Nissa.
Yeah.
So not so much because it can get a Replicate.
Oh,
I mean,
sure, that's pretty
and
bad.
all you did was get a plant.
That's pretty bad.
All you got was a plant token out of it. You know, like. So 3-drop walkers, not so much. I mean, obviously Liliana the Veil is still good in the matchup.
Right.
But yeah, walkers that get a Replicate and don't produce much value.
Yeah, 3 mana for a 0.
Not where you want to be.
All right. Well, Chris has already improved his mana base here with leading off with his Blacklead Cliffs.
That's important. I'm good for him.
And we see. All right. What are the odds he takes his Baloth?
Oh, geez.
He recognizes Baloth, so
good.
we're not.
Well, thank God we didn't see that happen. That would have been an all-time low.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen somebody intentionally pick out of your opponent's hand.
Yeah, someone did it to me. They didn't do it intentionally, but they picked it with a hand disruption. They picked a smiter out of my hand when I had a knight. I'm not sure if they just thought it was a knight because it looks similar, or if they were just scared of a 4/4 and like my knight was only a 2/2 at the time.
Sure, yeah.
But they clearly didn't read the full text on the card, or didn't understand the implications. But yeah, I've had someone take a smiter out of my hand before. Actually, I actually did have someone do it intentionally, knowing full well what it would do. At least they claimed. Someone took it.
Were they playing Oath of Druids?
No, someone took a smiter out of my hand once because they could. That was funny, Mario. Someone took a smiter out of my hand because they were playing Grixis Death Shadow, and I thought they misplayed at the time, so I asked them about it.
Did they want you to damage them?
Yes,
that is so wow.
He said I needed you to damage me so I could play out a shadow, and I'm like,
I mean that's a high level play.
No, so that's still a misplay. I mean, I think he just tried to explain that because he didn't he was trying to justify it to me, but it's I think he just made a mistake and wanted to try to cover it up.
Yeah, sure.
That makes no sense because if you just sit there and don't play the game, I'm gonna have to damage you.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna have to damage you
You
eventually.
can just cast your creature on 3 instead of getting it out for free.
Yes. If you exactly take anything else in my hand, please. But he claims to have done it intentionally. I don't fully believe it though. All right, where is this game ended up going? Blackcleave Cliffs seems like a vast improvement over last game.
Yes.
Still haven't answered the question of whether or not there are shocks.
No, not sure. Current information is still thinking no.
Yeah, my guess is no.
That's weird. Both players just passed the turn on turn 2. That's interesting.
Yeah. That is interesting.
So Chris has the opportunity to play a Lily of the Veil here, but he actually knows that his opponent has Abrupt Decay from the Thoughtseize, so I wanted to run that out there.
Yeah, the thing about running it out there when there's no creature on board is if you know your opponent has Abrupt Decay, it does nothing. Because if you plus it up, that's not card advantage because you're both discarding. So if he Abrupt Decays it, it's just a 1-for-1 really, if you didn't have a sack target.
All right, well, Chris has basically perfect mana at this point. You know, he's got double of everything but green, which he might want more green for a potential scavenging.
So he fetched for a forest though.
So yeah, so I'm still on the.
You might be right. There might not be any, unless he's just hiding them because he's a little embarrassed about game 1 or something.
So he decides. All right. Well. Yeah.
So yeah, you knew about the Baloth.
Not great.
And what did Chris discard?
Looks like
Does he know he has to discard something?
No, okay. There he goes. Raging Ravine.
Okay, so Raging Ravine's like one of the best cards in the matchup. So I don't know about that. But
yeah, not many.
I also don't know about playing.
Okay, so I think Chris may have an Overgrown Tomb in his hand.
Okay.
Not sure about that, but
all right.
Yeah, so Tristan does not even need to use his Abrupt Decay here on Lily.
Wait, Chris has a tomb in hand?
Maybe. It might be another Verdant, but I'm not sure.
That's probably a draft stamp, right? Because it was pulled in a sealed.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know what that means.
So, yeah, for those of you who don't know, that card has a stamp on it. That's likely because it was pulled in a competitive REL sealed event, or draft event where cards are stamped sometimes so that they're known parts of the card pool and could not have been introduced from without.
That makes sense.
So there's actually a famous video. I forget which player it was, but someone like I don't know, Reed Duke opened like a foiled Tarmogoyf.
And that was just a Verdant.
You remember that?
Yeah, I think he passes it.
Yeah, no. He opened it and he kept it, even though it was clearly the wrong choice for his deck.
Oh,
and it was a big,
it was a big deal, or whatever.
Yeah, because people were like, "That's so dumb! Like he shouldn't have taken that." And then later he lost a game where if he had the other card, he took it over a red burn spell that he definitely should have taken.
Oh wow.
But anyway.
All right, so that was not an Overgrown Tomb. It was another Verdant.
Oh, okay. But anyway, what's partially cool about that story is that it was not just a foil Tarmogoyf that he opened in Limited, but it was also a stamped foil Tarmogoyf.
It's got to be even rarer.
Yeah, because because it had the stamp on it.
That's got to be 1.
Right. There's
and
especially because it had the history of this Pro Tour pull, right? So anyway, I think what ended up happening.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think he ended up like selling it and giving the proceeds to charity or something.
Sure, yeah.
And I think it sold for like, I don't know, $1,000 or something.
Wow.
It was very cool story. I wish I could remember the player. It wasn't Reed Duke, but yeah, if anyone knows who that player was, let us know in chat. Oh wow, we're getting confirmation that that card was sold for $15,000. I guess it's a part of Magic's history. I mean,
yeah.
It's a pretty like. And was it given to charity? Is that our stream runner's looking this up for us? Yeah, my recollection is that the money went to, I don't know, some form of good cause.
All right, so Chris just got a Tormagorth down, which is pretty good. I mean, it blocks everything on the board right now, but again, against John, not likely to survive. I also think Chris decided to bolt his opponent directly. Not sure why, but whatever.
Yeah, usually you don't want to do that in Jund unless you're going for lethal.
All right, so
against your
Thoughtseize is a miss there. So interestingly, Tristan cannot actually cast Terminate off the mana he just tapped, but he has the capability to cast both of those spells with the current mana he has, but
oh, you mean he
tapped incorrectly.
Right.
Which
yeah, filter lands are hard to use if you don't use them very often.
So not super important. I mean, he did technically misplay there, but
sure,
it's not a fault we need to correct.
So I like that.
There's the Nissel Vitaforce.
Wow. Holy shit, folks. I swear I need to start becoming a fortune teller.
Yeah,
I think that's my calling.
That is quite the call there.
I did not look at their sideboards before. I just made that up.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty random.
I'm not even sure I've ever seen that in a Jund.
No,
I mean, I think it's good.
not.
If I were playing Jund, that would be one of the bombs in my sideboard I consider bringing in for a matchup like this. I would probably pick something else though, like I'd probably rather have an Ob Nixilis or something. But that's real.
Yeah.
That's way to go, Tristan, for making me seem smart.
So that
it's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, Chris not able to remove Tristan's threats there. It's just going to put the game away. So Tristan will take that one 2 games in a row. Perhaps because of his unfortunate mana, but we don't know. Yeah, like Chris's hand really just didn't develop well there. He top decked the late.
Sorry guys, we're having some sound troubles here over at the studio.
Are we good? All right, I think we're good.
Okay. Yeah, so quick match there.
Is that a altered Lily of the Veil?
Yeah, it appears
it's signed. Oh, it's signed by the artist.
Yeah, it's signed, but it's also the art is altered too. It looks like a penguin or something. Is it supposed to be a penguin?
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe she's wearing a tuxedo.
Who knows? Oh, so and also the player we were referencing about this foil Tormagorth was Pascal Maynard in the top 8 of one of the.
Oh, it was Pascal Maynard,
yeah.
And it was in the top 8 of a Pro Tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, those are some fancy lilies there.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah. So it's like oh, it's made into Wolverine, or I guess it's X-23. That's
Wait,
pretty interesting.
It's made into what?
X-23, the female Wolverine.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Those are nice.
Yeah, props to. Do you think he requested that altar, or he just got
he just found him? Who knows?
That's pretty cool.
All right, so we will try to find another match for this round. I suppose we got about 30 minutes left. We might be able to find a game in progress during sideboarding, but if not, we will be back for round 2. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks.